The Israeli historian Yuval Noah Harari wrote a great book called Sapiens. It's this book. But he also wrote another masterpiece, which most people don't know about, and it's called The 21 Lessons for the 21st Century. In that bestseller book, Dr. Noah Harari talks about what we should teach our kids and talks about the 4 main C's. That is critical thinking, creativity, communication, and collaboration. I did not go through the American education system, but many people are online, like Elon Musk and Patrick Bet-David, have complained about the education system in this country. The things that the kids are being taught and the methods they are using, they claim are outdated and it's not helping their kids anymore. Learning is a dynamic and an ever-changing practice. In this video, I want to attempt to address the how, not the what to teach kids. I'm assuming that Yuval Noah Harari has answered the what. So the question is, how do we learn? I have 7 big ideas that I want to share with you, and please stick to the end because I promise this is going to really help you and your friends and your future generation and kids. The first idea is have a strong why. In everything that we do, we must have a very strong reason to do it. Otherwise, we won't be consistent and we won't do it in the long term. So you must set up a very strong why on what you want to learn and why you want to learn it. There are 2 main ways you can look at this. There is the extrinsic motivating factors, and there are the intrinsic motivating factors, or the whys that you want to do something. The intrinsic motivating factors are the factors from inside, like pride, self-worth, self-accomplishment, or curiosity. On the other hand, the extrinsic motivating factors are from outside, like money, status, social pride, recognition, and social approval. You might be wondering, which one should you have? Should you have extrinsic motivating factors or intrinsic motivating factors? Well, psychologists have gone out and they've done the research and the data is out. You should have both. Let me explain. Extrinsic motivating factors are going to give you the immediate reason why you're supposed to do something, while the intrinsic motivating factors are going to give you the consistency and the long haul to continue doing what you are doing. That's why it's important to have both intrinsic and extrinsic motivating factors. But the intrinsic motivating factors are the most powerful kind of motivation. Why? Because they come from within and they are sustainable. Before you go on, I want you to let me know in the comment section below. What is your intrinsic motivating factors? Is it pride, self-worth, self-accomplishment, or curiosity? So that is the first idea if you want to learn anything. Before I move on to my next big idea, if you're new here, my name is Emmanuel Noel and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you like videos like this, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and of course hit the bell notification so that you're notified of any of our future videos. And to support us and the amazing team behind this channel, please do check out our amazing links in the description below. If you're somebody who likes great ideas, here is Audible for best books and originals, and also for most entertainment and podcast you want to hear. To get started with Audible and get 3-month free trial, check out our link in the description section below. So the second idea that you want to have when you want to learn something is you want to choose resources for learning. There are 2 main types of resources. There's a human resource and then there's the physical or the knowledge resource. Let's start with the physical tools and the knowledge material. Some of the resources in this may include things like courses, exercises, mentoring, educational videos, documentaries, podcasts, books, audiobooks, and some applications. So you need these tools and materials to get learning. Also, of course, we include things like sticky notes, whiteboard, pens, and books, etc. Of course, this depends on what you're learning. You will need musical instruments if you're learning music, composition, and performance, right? Of course, you'll need painting supplies if you're exploring visual arts and expressing creativity. Under this idea is the human resource. So you want to surround yourself with good human resource. So this will include people like a tutor, a teacher, a mentor, a coach, or a role model. A person who is probably more experienced than you are. They'll always correct you and help you with your journey of learning that whatever thing you are learning. This reminds me of the great book by Robert Greene called Mastery. If you want to learn anything, you need to have a mentor. Now, they say it takes 10,000 hours to learn something, and Robert Greene alludes to this in his book Mastery. And this has been proven in so many other sectors and fields of study. That said, the only way you can learn in less hours and become a professional in something is when you have a good mentor or a coach. That's why it's important to have this human resource. With regards to human resource, you need 3 levels of human resource. You need somebody who is better than you, higher than you. You need somebody who is at your level, that's probably a peer. And then you need somebody who is lower than you, because you don't want to be competing all the time with somebody who is higher than you. Because if you compete with somebody who's higher than you all the time, you will feel demoralized and demotivated. So sometimes it's good to compete with somebody who's at your level so that you feel that sense of you can also win and they win sometimes. Imagine playing tennis and you are playing against Roger Federer every now and then. Roger Federer will whoop your ass every now and then, and you'll feel like you're the worst tennis player that ever existed. So that is not good. You want to have Roger Federer as in your team and play against Roger Federer sometimes so that he can whoop your ass, and then you realize just how much you need to work on yourself.
Oh, even the return into the body has proven effective.
Oh, in the pantheon of great shots, I tell you, this backhand is right up there. Boomski! That was Becker-like.
And then you need to play with somebody at your level, your peer, who sometimes you win against, sometimes he beats you. This way you know just how much good or bad you are. And then you need somebody a little bit below you who you can always defeat. This gives you some morale and motivation that you are above some other group of people who are just beginning to learn tennis. And that's what you need when you want to learn. Those 3 levels of human resource. The third idea under this is deep work and time blocking. So you have heard of the concept of deep work by Cal Newport in his book Deep Work. You really need to carve out this time where you focus in your work. Of course, as you focus in your work, you want to break down that subject or the thing you're learning into small, actionable micro goals. Now, if it is a skill, then deconstruct the skill into bundles of smaller sub-skills. In addition to this, you want to research and identify the most important sub-skill. You don't want to learn everything because your mind can't absorb everything. So just note the ones which are important. And then once you learn the ones which are important, practice them. Constantly practice them and focus on each micro goal one at a time. Now, during deep work, you want to remove all distraction. Cal Newport says the perfect work comes from deep work. And the best way to do deep work is you seclude yourself and remove all distraction, especially distraction from your smartphone or cell phone. This way, you get all your mind focused on that one thing. It's called the laser focus. So you want to pre-commit some particular hours, say 2 hours every morning, where you focus on that thing which you want to learn. In addition, you want to employ what we call the Pomodoro technique of blocking time. So you can do this. Instead of just going 2 hours or 3 hours non-stop, you can divide these 3 hours into blocks. You can say you can learn for maybe 25 minutes of focused study, and then you take 5 minutes or 10 minutes of rest. During these 5 minutes of 10 minutes of rest, it's recommended that you disconnect completely from what you are learning at that time so that you rejuvenate your mind for the next 25 minutes of study. So you can do these 25-minute batches, like 4 of them, and then you just close for the day. And that is the power of deep work and time blocking when it comes to learning how to learn. The next one is you want to teach whatever you've learned. It's called the Feynman technique. The best way to learn anything that I've come to understand and appreciate in my adulthood is teaching what you've learned. What I'm doing right now is I'm teaching you the things I've learned with regards to time management and productivity. And anytime I produce this video, I learn a lot. So teaching is a very great way, and you don't have to be in front of camera to teach it. You can teach some imaginary audience, or you can teach your partner or your friend when you're hanging out with them in your bedroom. This way, you are forced to understand that topic or that subject deeply, because for you to sit somebody down and teach him, you really have to understand that thing deeply. So you're forced to understand it deeply so that when you go to teach it, you understand what you're doing. You will really be a master in whatever you are learning. The fifth idea that I want to share here is the mindset, the fixed mindset versus the growth mindset. Now, have you ever heard of the amazing book Mindset by the psychologist Carol Dweck? It's a great book and I'll recommend that you read it. I'll leave a link to that book in the description below. In her book Mindset, the psychologist Carol Dweck explores the two contrasting mindsets that profoundly impact how we approach life and learning. So he talks about the fixed mindset and the growth mindset. So under under the fixed mindset, these people view intelligence and abilities as fixed and unchangeable. People with a fixed mindset believe that they are born with certain level of intelligence and talent that cannot be significantly improved through any effort. On the other hand, people with the growth mindset view intelligence and abilities as malleable, plastic, and capable of growth. People with a growth mindset believe that their intelligence and abilities can be developed and improved through dedication, effort, and learning. The other difference between people with fixed mindset and growth mindset is that people with fixed mindset focuses on outcomes and validation. Their self-worth is heavily tied to achievements and external validation. Failure to them is seen as a reflection of their inherent lack of ability, leading to fear of challenges and a reluctance to take risk. On the other hand, growth mindset people focus on the process and the learning. Their self-worth is based on their effort, progress, and willingness to learn. Mistakes to them and setbacks are seen as opportunities for growth and improvement. So, which part are you? Do you have a fixed mindset or a growth mindset? Tell me in the comment section below. The last idea under learning how to learn is feedback and review. For effective learning, you want to constantly assess yourself and your progress. That is why in school, in college, universities, the teachers or the lecturers constantly give you assessment tests to just see how much you know of that subject, of how much you've learned. So whatever you're learning, whether you're learning it by yourself, whether it's a musical instrument, Mandarin, a new language, whatever, you also want to put yourself in that environment where you test yourself and see how much you have learned. Now, for reaching to this level of the video, I wanted to give you a bonus tip here called the fundamentals. And this is where I'm very strong at and good at. And I learned this from one guy called Brian Johnson and Michael. These are the great people and they're doing amazing things online. Now they talk about the 3 fundamentals you have to take care of, and that is your energy. That is how you move, you sleep, and what you eat. These things are directly related to your mood and how much energy you'll put in your work. So you want to make sure that you eat good food. Now if you eat junk food, it will affect your motivation and how much you do. Then number 2, you want to make sure that you move. That involves physical activity. I'm so good at being consistent and going to the gym. I've done it for like 7 years and I just feel amazing once I'm done with my gym session. So whatever it is, whether it's going to the gym, hiking, running, swimming, walking, whatever, you want to dial in some physical activity or movement in your life. And then thirdly is sleep. If there is something that I took for granted for a long time was sleep. I didn't take sleep as important as I thought. I knew that sleep was for lazy people, people who don't want to achieve anything in life, until I read the book Sleep by the PhD holder called, I think it's called Matthew Walker. He wrote the book Sleep. I also probably leave the link below. It's an amazing book. You should read it. Now he explores and he discusses just how much sleep is like the foundation to which everything is built upon in our life. So you want to dial up that sleep and make sure you get your 8 hours of sleep every single night. All right. So take care of those 3 things. They will give you enough energy and the exact mood so that when you go down to focus on whatever you're doing, you'll have the motivation to keep going for like 2-3 hours and you won't feel burnt out after those 2-3 hours. Talking of being healthy and productive, if you're somebody who is dealing with procrastination and getting things done, then I did an amazing video where I cover some of the best tips you can use to get things done. That video will be linked right here. You can click it and watch it. It's an amazing video. You'll learn a lot from it. But before you do that, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and please hit the bell notification because it helps the team behind this channel and so that you are notified of our future amazing video.